Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
What if they've never been here before?
Hi, I'm Twain, and this is my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna restart it a little bit. I've decided to switch from Mac to a PC. I've used a Mac for the last 12 years when I got into university, right through university, and thereafter as I got into my creative career. It has served me well for the last 12 years, but unfortunately, it struggles. It struggles with video editing, with rendering graphics and things like that. And at this point, I'm looking for something a bit more powerful and something that I can really put to work. If you look at taking all the PC parts that I'm going to use in this build, which I'll go over, and comparing that to a Mac equivalent, I'm usually saving anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3K, depending on what I'm getting. And there are a ton of YouTubers out there that have done benchmarks comparing, a $5,000 PC build to a $15,000 Mac, and to see which one gets a better performance. And you can check out those YouTube videos and you can see that the evidence is clear that you can save a ton of money building a PC versus buying a Mac. PCs they're upgrade friendly. So the nice thing is that I can swap parts out for newer ones as they become available. It is very easy and you can do it with a little to no help to upgrade some of these parts. And you just don't get that with Mac. With Mac, especially with the laptops, you're kind of all in with that unit. It's very difficult, I'm sure it can be done, to swap parts with the newer MacBooks and change components and upgrade things. Let's go over some of the parts I've chosen for this PC build. And we'll start with the brain itself. And we're going with our good friend AMD Ryzen 7, this beautiful processor. It's the 3800X. I've decided to go with that processor. It is a great processor, and I went with a 3800X because I do need multi-core processing for all my video editing, my graphics rendering. I use Premiere Pro as well, so it can be taxing on the CPU. So that's why I went with the 3800X. So it's mainly for editing, and that's why I chose the CPU. It's a good bang for buck in terms of price. I don't plan to do much gaming, so that's why I didn't choose Intel. I figure for the price and for what Ryzen is offering, it really can't be beat. I decided to go with a 2070 Super from Gigabyte. I have this weird thing where I like to keep brands consistent. You'll see a lot of other Gigabyte products that I use as well. Not sponsored because I have 0 subscribers. So although thank you to those that have subscribed, So yeah, I'm going with a 2070 Super, and that's gonna be great for if I choose 1440 gaming. But it's also gonna help with DaVinci Resolve and some of its heavy GPU components and GPU rendering and things like that. So the reason I went with the 2070 Super is because I'm gonna plan to use DaVinci Resolve as I switch from Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro also did get NVENC, which is NVIDIA's encoding optimization software piece that slots into Premiere Pro very nicely and recently has made exporting and rendering a lot quicker. So it kind of serves a dual purpose right now as I transition between Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve, where it'll help me with DaVinci, but it'll also help me with Premiere Pro in terms of render speed as well. The next thing I'm gonna add into this, you need some RAM. So beautiful RAM right here, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance low profile RAM, and you'll realize why I went with low profile RAM in a minute, but 32 gigabytes is sort of the standard when it comes to video editing and rendering and graphic design and 3D rendering, modeling, and that kind of stuff. The reason I went with 32 gigabytes just so that there's enough headroom for all the components and programs to talk to one another, and I can multitask seamlessly and really get good performance out of all my components and all the programs, so they can take advantage of these 32 gig RAM 216 DIMM sticks at 32 megahertz, which is what Ryzen Ryzen tends to favor the higher clock speeds on the memory, so that's why I went with 32 megahertz, and even though it's pricey, it helps. Where's all of this gonna be sitting? This is all gonna be sitting on a B550 motherboard from Gigabyte. So as you can see, my graphics is a Gigabyte, motherboard's a Gigabyte, and the NVMe that I also chose is gonna be by Gigabyte as well. So the B550, it is a wonderful future-proof motherboard. With it comes USB-C support, PCI Gen 4, which means you're gonna get faster speeds than PCI Gen 3. And when I do the benchmarking and stuff, you'll see all that good stuff and how fast those read and write speeds are for quick transfers, for editing off of, and all those things with PCI Gen 4. The nice thing is it's future-proof. So when AMD releases its Gen 4 Ryzen processors, they'll be able to slot into this motherboard easily. It's got two NVMe M.2 slots, one that's PCI Gen 4, the other is on the back of the motherboard, that's PCI Gen 3. So I wish they were both PCI Gen 4, but I can see why the one on the back could be PCI Gen 3 because of heat issues and things like that. So it's nice to have either way. Gen 3 is plenty fast for most people, so it's good to have two NVMe slots as well. I've also got the NVMe drive, which is by Gigabyte as well. So I'm excited for Gen 4 speeds here, and this is going to be mainly my operating system drive. And I think what I might do is get a SSD. I have an SSD actually that I'll slot in for programs and drives to edit off of if I so choose. And that's pretty much it. Those are all the parts, except for where I'm gonna put all those parts. They need to sit in the case. And I got lucky with this case that I could get my hands on. The NZXT H1. Oh, I am so excited for this case. You have no idea. It took me forever to find a unit. They are impossible to get here in Canada. I will say that. Canada Computers, thank you for being able to sell these and get them pretty easily. So it's gonna go in this mini ITX case. It's got a, I think 140 mil cooler, AIO cooler, which is nice for the CPU to cool. It can fit full-size graphics cards, and it comes with a small form factor power unit, which is rated at 650 watts. So this is my first PC build ever, and I'm kind of glad that I spent a little bit more money just to make my life a little easier when it comes to building and wiring, and that's kind of all taken care of with this case. Oh, okay. Here's the case. Oh my word. Look at this case. It's the Xbox One. I'm actually a PS4 and PlayStation person, but this looks beautiful. Yeah, NZXT H1. Oh, should we do it? Should we peel the plastic off? Should we do? Yeah, let's do that. That's so satisfying. That was so satisfying. Well, the key here is slow and gentle, so you don't get any residue. You might have a little that you might want to take off, but just slowly peel it off. Anytime now. Slowly peel it off. Okay. Oh, damn it! There's a little residue right there. So essentially, these are all the parts I plan to put in my new PC in this case, and I've never built a PC before, so this is gonna be a fun experience, loading windows, all that good stuff that comes with it. So I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna paint this case, make it custom, make it a bit of me, and stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the build, because I'll show the build start to finish as well, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But yeah, that's basically everything I'm gonna need for this PC build. See you guys in the next one.